Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing out there in YouTube land? Here and abroad and across the nation, what's going on? This is Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. Hope everyone is having a fantastic evening. And I hope that everything is well or as well as it can be in your neck of the woods, wherever you are. Once again, you are listening to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. Well, y'all, as my little title goes this evening, is What's Up Wednesday. Woo! Well, let's see here. We have a whole lot that we can talk about, and we have a whole lot that I probably won't even try to talk about because it's just a little too much. Um, First up, I'm going to talk about a few things about what has gone on for the last week or so with myself. I've had a plumbing leak, and the plumbing leak was supposed to have been fixed, and of course, it was only partially fixed, and there was still a small existing leak in the hallway in that bathroom there that has the full shower and tub and everything in the wall. Um, Unfortunately, let's just say I had a catastrophe. It is now fixed, but there were some water damages, of course, and I still have to have people come out to redo the ceiling and put carpet back down in the hall closet, the entrance closet. And I did have some water damage to some electronics and some things that was in my closet. With that being said, I have not been a happy camper. My PTSD has kind of been in and out of overdrive. It has given me some days where it wasn't as bad as others, and some days it seems to be waning off just a little bit, and I'm so happy. I'm ecstatic, y'all. I'm ecstatic about that. But I want to talk about insurance quickly. Homeowners, renters, whatever. Please, y'all, if you don't have it, you're living in some kind of dwelling, whether you're renting or you own your home, purchase yourself some insurance. If you have a mortgage, you must maintain mortgage insurance as well as homeowners insurance um, for fire, flood, different other perils that could happen, um, natural disasters, and what have you. If you're renting a structure or apartment, a condo, or whatever, get yourself some renter's insurance because certainly you don't want to be caught in a situation where you lose everything in your apartment, condo, house, or whatever structure and have no insurance at all to at least back you up somewhat. Now, insurance is still relatively inexpensive when you compare it to not having it at all and having a disaster or having an occurrence happen and articles and items are lost, and then you're having to make those repairs and then turn around and try to replace the items that you had. That definitely could be a real serious hardship for yourself if you're single, and or if you're not, you and your family. So with that being said, um, I have a decent amount of insurance coverage, but in order to be able to have that amount of coverage, I ended up with a $500 deductible. And unfortunately, a few of the items that was in that closet were more sentimental, actually coming from Hurricane Katrina, that I was able to salvage. That one was a desktop that I had stripped down and had been working on, and had just put another motherboard in there, and was in the process of ordering a couple of other components to build another system. After studying, basically, I wasn't able to touch it for 14 years. And on Katrina's day before, 2 days before the anniversary of Katrina this year in 2019, 14 years later, I was finally able to open the 2 small Rubbermaid totes that I had salvaged from my house in New Orleans, and a few articles that I took with me. And I was able to not, I didn't put them in the tote because they wouldn't fit. They weren't, kind of articles that you could fit in a tote. And there were a couple of things, such as the original Xbox system that I had purchased, as well as, like I said, this desktop computer that had a lot of things on it, sentimental wise and everything. Well, water rolled back from the bathroom into this hall closet and soaked everything. And these components were in had one the desktop was sitting down on the carpet, and the other was in a little milk crate with some other items. And as you all know, I sell items on eBay, Etsy, and Amazon. And I had some jackets. 2 of them were brand new, and the others were probably had only been worn once, maybe twice, that had been given to me. Brand name Nike jackets, and Under Armour and Adidas sports gear. And I lost all of those. They were molded with the Powdery City mold and mildew, and were not able to be salvaged. Now, with this $500 deductible, and the items, the electronic items were older, I don't know that I will be able to even claim those. I certainly put those items on the inventory list online with State Farms, and I did not complete that list thoroughly until on yesterday. So we'll see. Hopefully by Friday I will know something, but I'm just giving you a little food for thought, folks. Is always you want to maintain some type of insurance, even if I don't quite meet the overall deductible. Okay, well, at least I tried, and I'll have to suck it up. But I'll be close to maybe getting a few $100s, but it is what it is. But I just wanted to say give a little food for thought, is please think about insurance, auxiliary insurance, homeowners, renters insurance, burial insurance, life insurance, whatever. These are things that we all are going to need sooner or later. So consider purchasing some, and just do your homework, do your due diligence, and you owe it to yourself to make the best possible decision that you can when you're purchasing this type of product. But certainly, you can do it for a small amount of money, but yet you'll be glad that you did have it in case something ever happens. It was like deja vu having to fill out this inventory list. At least this time I was able to fill it out online. The photos, I emptied them, dumped them into my laptop, and just transferred the photos into the sheet by each item. However, 14 plus years ago, I was handed an inventory sheet or sheets, and had to sit there and try to remember what was in each room, which was painstaking agony. And this kind of took me back a bit, and it was a little painful for me to do it. But I got through it. The occurrence really happened the discovery of the occurrence with the closet damage and everything really happened last Friday or last Thursday. And it took me to try to work on this crap on Monday and Tuesday, and today is, of course, Wednesday. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to move right along and get off of me about the insurance deal. And we're going to talk tonight on a couple things, actually. Of course, the first thing that I want to talk about, y'all, is the young lady who recently lost her life that made national news. The Black female who lost her life, who was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in her mom's home, had come back to take care of her mother, who apparently has a serious health condition and actually was hospitalized. And she was at the house, I guess, and had her little young 8-year-old nephew over there, and they were playing video games late one night. And a neighbor decided, I'm sure you've heard, that because he saw the lights on at whatever time of morning, and the door open. Now, I don't know if this door was cocked wide open or if it was just maybe the wood door was open and the storm door was locked and closed or whatever. I don't know. Maybe she was letting some fresh air in. I don't know. But anyway, he decided to call 911, and supposedly the call went something like, I want someone to come out because I see my neighbor lights are all on in the house and the doors open, setting open or whatever. And he wanted a health and welfare check done on his neighbor. So, of course, you know how the story goes. When the officers arrived, according to the Dallas Police Department, the way that the call was dispatched, it was dispatched as an open structure or perhaps even a burglary. Now, there's different responses or different situations that would prompt the officer or officers to act a certain way depending on what type of call they were going on. But an open structure, I guess, maybe, I don't know, but certainly that time of morning, you walking around the perimeter outside of someone's house, y'all, unannounced, not making yourself visibly seen or known to the person or parties that may be occupying the dwelling, or maybe had just got back home from being dropped off perhaps and had some packages perhaps, or who knows, and they could have left their door open and forgot about it or whatever. But anyway, they didn't decide to go up on the porch or the carport area, whatever, ring the doorbell or knock on the door and announce themselves. Decided to shine this light into this woman's window. And like me and any damn body else, you see some bright light at that time of morning, because oftentimes I'm in here, I'm up, single, but trust and believe I have some firepower in here too. You shine a damn bright light in my window, any one of these fucking windows, yeah, you're gonna see my head probably look out the fucking window. Sure. You see, but I'm at that point, my pistol is in my hand, you know, or that AK is in my goddamn hand. But it was unfortunate. I don't know if it was like a training or this person say that they felt threatened. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck was he feeling threatened where he outside of this person's house and then yelling and screaming when he saw the lady's head pop up at the window or maybe peeping out through the curtains or whatever. Let me see your hands. Let me see you. And by the time he finished saying, let me see your hands, he done popped off the shot before, which couple of seconds. I mean, come on, that's not even enough time for your ears to and what you've just heard to actually go all the way up to your goddamn brain, and then for the point enough time to react. And you shoot this woman, you kill her. And the disgusting thing about the whole issue is He didn't answer any fucking questions. He resigned. They picked his ass up. They brought him in. They charged him with they say they charged him with murder. Um I think that's just a preliminary bullshit. Let's keep everybody quiet before before the black folks tear up Dallas, Fort Worth area, whatever. But how many times, y'all, is this going to happen? How many occurrences is this going to, is there going to be? We already just finished with the Amber Geiger case, and then 2 days later, the fucking witness is dead, and then now you got this lady minding her own business with her nephew, 8 years old. He had witnessed his auntie being slaughtered, being brutally murdered by the hands of some stupid ass law enforcement agent. Sad, sad day, sad time that we're living in. You know, there used to be a long-standing rule that was never written anywhere, but if y'all are, 55, or even if you're 50, maybe 47, 48, 50 plus, you would know that there was this rule, there was this code of ethic, a code of conduct, where you kept them out of your business, pretty much. You kept law enforcement. If you needed to go check on your neighbor and you saw your neighbor's fucking front door sitting wide open at 2 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock at night or whatever, then you got your husband, or your husband came in and told his wife, or the wife went in and told her husband, and y'all went over there to check on Miss Sally. You called out to Miss Sally ass, and then you went up on the porch, or you went under the carport and you knocked and you say, Sally, are you all right? Or something of that nature. And I'm just saying, Sally, Sue, whoever, Miss Dorothy, whomever, and or if it was a single parent or whatever, and she had children, she had a son, she'd get her oldest boy to go walk next door or across the street to check on Miss Dorothy or Miss Sally or Miss Doot or whomever, or Miss Betty. And, to see if they were all right. You didn't call the police. You called them when you discovered what was going on or whatever. You had, just found them laying in the middle of the floor. Maybe they passed out, they had a stroke or a heart attack, or there was some kind of illness or whatever. Then you call the authorities. So I don't know, and I'm not blaming the neighbor, but I'm trying, and nowadays, you can't be too careful about getting in folks' business or going knocking on people's doors and things of that nature. But at the same time, me being who I am, I probably would have went as far as their driveway or whatever, and I would have called out to them, neighbor, this is Pat, your next door neighbor. Are you all right? I see your door is open. Somebody probably could have forgotten the door open. The little boy could have forgotten to close the door, the wood door or whatever. You just never know. But now the neighbor who made the call, I'm sure this man is reeking with guilt. And I'm sure he feels that if he wouldn't have made that call, then his neighbor's daughter would be alive today. But it's unfortunate that, police agencies and different law enforcement agencies do not have, hey, Tim, I'm good. How about you? Thanks for tuning in. But it's unfortunate this day and time that these agencies do not have the proper training for these officers. Now, and if they are having the proper training before they cut them loose onto the streets to answer calls and be dispatched here and there, then their asses should be held accountable. It's time, y'all, to hold these people's feet to the fire. Now, we had Mammy Tammy. I'm going to call her Mammy Tammy, Judge Mammy Tammy, and I'm going to still call her Judge Mammy Tammy. Now, like I said, there's different jurisdictions, and from state to state, there's different laws that apply, and how you apply the law and how you, as a judge, interpret the law. And a lot of times, when there's a big case and they ask you, you want a jury trial or do you want a judge to be tried by a judge? Well, hopefully you get some rest, Tim. I'm a little tired too. But you know, hey, what can I say? I'm still kicking, and that's a blessing. So I'm gonna roll like it is. I'm gonna roll with that. But my thing is, what is happening? I mean, there's a pattern here, and it does not take rocket scientists. It does not take a forensic expert to track the velocity of fucking bullets or whatever. It does not take this. It's common fucking sense, y'all. And I'm gonna need everybody that listens to me or that may tune in to understand. You can't, okay, you can't call them any longer talking about, oh, I need you to come check. You come check and then they end up dead. Okay? What the fuck? You know, you can't call them any longer, it seems, for shit like that. You gotta call their asses now. It look like after the fucking fact. Because too much happening. It's too much. It's too much. But Mammy Tammy was on Roland Martin the other night talking about, there was a couple points that she did make that was, I think, valid, and she had it was a good point to make. And like I keep saying when I'm preaching about voting, y'all, you got to get people together to vote. Power comes in numbers. And when I say go out and vote, also, it is your right as a citizen, and it is your duty as a United States citizen of this great country to serve on a jury pool from time to time. But a lot of us who will run around and say, oh, that's a shame they killed Tatiana, whatever the lady name was. Oh, that's a shame they killed Bolton Jean, and they should do something. And you say, well, do you, you stand on a car, do you vote? Oh, no, I don't vote. Well, how the fuck, what? Okay, I get where you're coming from, but in order to make things better, folks, young and old, you got to vote. And then when it's time for you to serve, when you're called to serve, don't say, oh, I got to work, or oh, I'm going to be out of town, or oh, I got this illness, oh, I can't make it. Oh, I got out of that jury selection. I wasn't going no jury duty. Okay, I understand they don't pay you that much or whatever. I understand, but it's your fucking civic duty. You see, because the majority of the time when they do the selection for these jury trials, it's all about who in the fuck shows up. If a lot of y'all fucking show up, and I'm talking to my black people right now, if a lot of y'all show the fuck up, and don't come with that bullshit, oh, I can't judge nobody, and automatically get thrown out and disqualified, as a potential juror. Okay? They're not asking you to fucking judge someone. They're asking you, can you make a decision based on the facts that we give you, the evidence that's shown, the this, the that, whether or not this person is guilty? You see, that's how when they select the fucking jury and the jury ends up being 8 white folks, 2 black folks, and 2 Hispanics, because y'all didn't show up and you ain't a registered voter. That's what happens to the judicial system. Also, you have to know that in order to be able to be a juror, you gotta be registered to fucking vote. And then you just can't carry your ass down there and say, I'm gonna try to get out. I'm gonna try to say I'm prejudiced. Does that make any fucking sense? And then when they automatically make a decision, knowing that it's wrong and knowing it's against the grain and knowing that that wasn't the right decision, then you got something to fucking say. When You was called to serve, you was called to be interviewed as a potential juror, and you threw yourself, you disqualified yourself. See, it has gotten that fucking bad. So now what I'm going to suggest and what I am going to write to the judicial system is that you give jurors, every last one of these motherfuckers you interviewing as a potential juror, and the questions that you're going to ask them that are going to qualify or disqualify them, hook their ass up to a lie detector test. And if I fucking find out you lying because it seems like you just want to get out of not serving, I'm going to slap your ass in contempt of court. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to send your ass to jail for 30 days. Because it's that fucking serious. Because a lot of times, a lot of these motherfuckers walk free because we don't fucking exercise our rights as we could as a potential juror. See, it's a whole process, y'all. It's a process. That's right. It's like some of these cops, it's like they're in a gang, just like the fucking president. But it's a process, y'all. And one thing sometimes affects something else, cause and effect. But we have to be able to exercise the rights that we're given. And when you're given those rights, take advantage of every little one, because people died for us to have the right to fucking vote, for us to have the right to sit our asses at any fucking restaurant, for us to walk into a fucking movie theater, for us to go to an art museum, for us to go to, I mean, so much. People were brutalized, beaten, murdered, stabbed, beat the head. I mean, just all kinds of things. We going backwards, y'all. Stop going backwards. We got to go forward. Stay woke, y'all. We got to stay woke. But it's a sin and a shame, and it's sinful. But this motherfucker need to be charged with murder. And I'm waiting with bated breath to see how this turns out. Because it's the pastors now in that area of Dallas that's giving their asses the blues and are holding their fucking asses accountable. And that's what needs to happen. But it's not the mega church pastors. It's the small church pastors that's doing it. See, the mega church pastors, they don't really get involved in shit like that because they too busy not trying to miss a Sunday or trying to get that fucking money into that church because it's a business to them. See, they're not trying to help you enter into the kingdom of heaven. They're trying to get that almighty dollar. That's what they're trying to do. But it's the small time pastors and preachers, deacons and deaconess that's rallying now with the outcry and saying, oh, hell no, you not. Oh, you gonna charge him. Oh, we not gonna stop putting pressure on you until you pick him up and that he be charged. And that's what they should do. All right, Tim, love you too, man. Have a restful night. But they should be charged and they should do those kind of things. But it's hard when I understand now why some people just say fuck it and give up and stop fighting that fight, because they feel like they fighting a fight by themselves. And that's a terrible way to feel. But I see why that people get tired of fighting. Because sometimes it seems like it doesn't even matter to some people. No matter what we try to do, my little bitty channel, no matter what I say, no matter how much I try to encourage, people to go out, register to vote, get a friend who doesn't vote, take them to the voters registrar's office or whatever, get them signed up, maybe volunteer on voting day to take some people, 2 or 3, whatever you got to do. People just don't do it. They make an excuse first. Oh, I got a headache. Oh, I ain't got no gas. Oh, child, I ain't doing that. They'll be like, I know you fucking lying. You kidding? Oh, what the fuck? But when they start taking your shit away from you little by little by little, I don't want your motherfucking thing. You got to say. And it's raw, it's wide open and rolling tonight. Y'all church folks, if you're on here and you a holy roller or whatever, and you don't want to hear me cuss, then tune in another time or turn your volume down or whatever it is you need to do. Turn it back up a little later, about 5-10 minutes later from now, and then I'll be on another subject. But it infuriates the fuck out of me when we can't seem to stick together. But as soon as they bust a cap, then rah, 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 rah. But it's okay for us to bust a cap at each other's ass every motherfucking day. Chicago, Atlanta, Detroit, Michigan, you name it. It's happening. But it's okay for us to kill up each other. No, it's not motherfucking okay for us to kill up each other. Stop all this craziness. Parents, if you're going to parent, be a parent. But you can't be your child's friend and the fucking parent. You got to be one or the other. But you can't do both. Doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to get off that subject, y'all. But I'm going to need y'all to stay focused. I'm going to need y'all to keep finding a way to get these people to register to vote. I'm going to need, when your turn comes, to serve as a potential juror and go down there and see if you qualify or whatever. I'm going to need you to do that, because that's what's going to matter, is we keep showing up. Don't skip out. Show the fuck up. Get selected. Then you have a say in determining whether or not this person is going to serve time or how much time they're going to serve. See, it's all connected together. The next thing, folks, I'm going to talk about this other elephant in the room. And this goddamn is the buffoon in the White House. The Democrats are doing the impeachment inquiry investigation. The Republicans, they're trying to stop it. The dotard, buffoon, illiterate man, idiot, just dumb person, whatever. He telling them, ignore the subpoenas. Don't go, even though you've been subpoenaed, whatever. Executive privilege. Stop the madness. Lock him up. You know, I'm going to need the Republicans to do the right fucking thing. Y'all know that this man is a ticking time bomb. And he knows he's going down. And since he knows he's already going down, he's going to be even worse. You see what he's done with Syria and Turkey and this craziness? He's going to do even worse, y'all. He's going to do even worse. Remember, the lies that he tells. We did not defeat ISIS. ISIS is very, very dangerous to the United States of America. Some of these people are right here on our own soil in our own fucking country. And don't think for one iota of a second that these people will not harm us or try to harm us in massive numbers again. Stay woke, y'all. Call your legislators. Call your congressmen. Tell them how you feel about the troops that are being called to withdraw, draw down as the chaos in Syria continues to mount. Because ISIS is not through. ISIS is still just as live as it ever was. And it is now further advanced than it was before. Again, y'all, I'm going to remind y'all, I am still trying my level best, y'all, to get to Christmas for an impeachment. As soon as Santa North Pole mailbox opens up. I'm sending me some letters because all I'm asking for this year is an impeachment from that dotard in the White House. Give him an impeachment and get his ass out of office. Send Pence out of office, Barr out, and everybody else can go with him. My heart goes out again to the family of the young lady that was brutally murdered by one of Dallas Fort Worth officers. My heart also goes out to my hometown in New Orleans, one of my hometowns in New Orleans, Louisiana, where the Hard Rock Hotel that they were still building ended up collapsing and killing 2 people and injuring several others. My heart goes out to those family members of those victims. And also, my prayers and thoughts are with the injured in hopes that they make a full and speedy recovery. I want to say thank you to all of the law enforcement agencies that helped, the first responders, the crane operators, the company that sent another crane in to shore up the other crane to try to ensure shoring up the building so it won't continue to collapse, and that the crane that was there that was keeping the building up, that it wouldn't tumble down. I just want to shout them out and say thank you. The citizens of New Orleans are resilient, but they're people and they're hurting, because when you hurt one of us in New Orleans or in Louisiana, it feels like you've hurt all of us. Because one thing about it, there's crime and there's this and there's that. But Louisiana, that southern region right there, that deep south right there, is close-knit people and very, very family oriented. So again, I just want to say thank you to all the responders and all of the people who had any dealings with, looking for the deceased, discovering the other injured victims, transporting those victims, keeping vigilant watch with the families that were waiting for their loved ones to be dug out, who were deceased, the corpse that were deceased. Thank y'all for staying with those folks and all of that. And thank you to the rest of the citizens in the New Orleans metropolitan area and the surrounding areas in Louisiana that helped, that sent up prayers, and petitioned the universe and whatever else they did, that those people's bodies be found so that those families could get some closure or start the closing process and the grieving process. Thank you. Still don't know why, but they're doing some investigating now as to why the collapse. I'm actually surprised that they actually let them build that hotel on that particular site, because if I'm not mistaken, it was a historical site. A historical site, and the historical preservation society usually gives everybody the blues. So I don't know if some monies was exchanged or hands were, palms were greased or what. But it's very perplexing to me that they would even let that particular hotel or that company that owns Hard Rock even build that sort of monstrosity hotel on that particular historical site, especially where it is located. And it was already, the structure was going to be taller than the buildings that were already in place. I don't know. There's some questions. There's a lot of unanswered questions. And I am doubtful that the construction will continue on this building. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually ended it. Yeah, who knows? But anyway, um, moving right along, folks, I decided to do the What's Up Wednesday and just talk about some, some current events and some things that are happening in and around the globe, including the U.S. of A. Also, y'all, we're in fall now and heading towards the holiday season. I want everybody to be vigilant. I want everybody to um, pay attention, especially to your surroundings when you're out and about, especially during this time of the year and going forward into the peak season of the holiday season next month. Um, and on into Christmas and to the new year, because thieves are out. People come out of the woodwork during that time of the year, especially just to make other people's holidays miserable by stealing and doing the most. So please remain vigilant and please be aware of where you are and what it is you're doing, and travel with a couple of people if you can. If you can't, ladies especially, keep just a little coin purse or a little small wristlet or whatever with your ID and a credit card or a couple of cards or whatever it is you take. It's some cash or whatever, and maybe put that in your front pocket. Don't be taking these huge shoulder bags or these huge purses and slinging them on your shoulders and just walking willy-nilly style with your headphones from your phone up to your ears and not knowing where the hell you are, who's walking behind you, or who's watching you. Always kind of look behind you, to the left and to the right, and of course forward to where you're going when you're out there in those malls and going into these shopping districts and shopping areas when there's going to be a influx of people in those parking lots and things. You just never know. Just because they're parked does not mean that they're going shopping. They may be shopping you. They may be shopping other customers and as their victims. Who they're going to target next. Elderly folks, please be mindful. Folks that have elderly parents that are still able to drive and get around and do everything that they want to do, and they're still independent. Make sure you're checking in on your folks on a constant basis, every day, every couple of days. Make sure if they're going out and about into the malls and these places, please make sure that you call them and make sure they check in with you, just to let you know that everything is all right, because people these days are preying up on the elderly and the disabled. For whatever reason, they're doing the most. They have no care whatsoever. They will mow them down, snatch their purses, drag them, do the most. So please be mindful when you're going to the gas stations. The latest scam, that's not a new scam, it's been going around. They're putting these skimmers over the card readers at the gas pumps and the gas stations, and you go there, you're swiping your cards to get gas, and what they're doing is they're grabbing your numbers. Go inside. Yes, it's going to take an extra 5 minutes. Walk inside, pay for your gas, come back outside, pump your gas, lock your car, lock your truck, because you're going to have people that it's going to be stealing vehicles and doing the most, sliding in on the other side while you over on the other side pumping your gas and driving off in your damn car or whatever. So you just have a lot of things to be mindful of, especially now and going forward into the holiday season. And I just want all of my listeners, my listening audience, all of my subscribers, all of my new and potential subscribers to be careful, and above all to be safe, this holiday season, because before we know it, we blink our eye, we will be into November. Next thing you know, you blink your eye and you're into December, which will be Christmas. Here lately, now there's some bomb cyclones that they're coming up with. That's anywhere from New York to Maine. They say that's going to be in the next few days. Some really rare weather starting off already this early in the season. Snow and what have you, wind blowing and what have you. It was quite windy here in Georgia today, actually. To say the least. It's supposed to go down into the 40s tonight, which is quite surprising. But this early in the season. But nevertheless, global warming, that has a lot of effects on our temperatures and how things are gradually changing with our weather these days. So just be mindful. Um, Also, if you are planning on shopping or if you're looking for certain bargains, this year I will be having a list of Pat's 25 favorite items to purchase for the holiday season as gifts or even as gifts to give or to give to yourself. So watch out for that on my blog at www.unapologetic-time with pg.com. I did launch my t-shirt line over on my blog last week. And again, that blog is www.unapologetic-time with pg.com. You will find some pictures of the t-shirts and what have you. I wasn't really happy at having to reduce the size of the images to fit them on the website. So what I plan to do is take the images completely off of the models or the mock-ups themselves and probably do the raw images so that you can better see what the wording is and the designs of the t-shirts. I am working on that. I'm having to do that myself, and I should complete that by Friday, late Friday evening or early during the night on Friday night. So look for a revision of that. The shirts themselves are unisex t-shirts, meaning they will fit male or female. They're $24.99. Also, the classic long sleeve round neck t-shirt is just still a t-shirt, but it's just long sleeve. It's going for $26.99, and I am going to sell sweatshirts, and they are round neck or crew neck, as people will call them. They're $35.99. And the pullover hoodies, it's not a zip hoodie, but it is a pullover hoodie that you can put both your hands in for the pockets. That's down a little bit below the stomach and near the waist. Those are $38.99 with free shipping. All of them will be free shipping. The sizes are small all the way up to 4XL. Size small all the way up to size 4XL. So I'm hoping that that will fit a fair amount of people and that you will be happy. But I am doing the revision on that so you can better see the images and the wordings of the t-shirts. Again, you can find the pictures located on my blog, and the blog is, of course, www.unapologetic-time with pg.com. Keep in mind that when you order the t-shirts, I do have my PayPal and I do have the information for my Cash App that is listed on that blog. Keep in mind, though, when you do order, before you order, I have my phone number on the blog as well, where you can reach out to me to place the order. If you would like, I can send the invoice to you and you can pay that way upfront once you place the order over the phone with me. It takes 7 working days from the time I get the order. The next day will start the first of the 7 days. Now, if it's in the middle of the week and you order on a Wednesday, then Thursday is the first day. Friday is the second day. Saturday and Sunday does not count. Reason being is because the company that does the shirts are not open on the weekend. Okay, so when I phone, they already have not the mock-ups, but the designs. But when I phone them to place the orders, then I, like everyone else, has to get into a queue, and it usually takes 3 to 4 working days to get back to me. If there's any revisions or if there's something, because I examine every shirt, feel it, touch it, I look it over, front, back, or whatever. So if there's an issue, I have to get that shirt back to them, and then they have to do another shirt for me. Then I turn around and I process it, print out the shipping label and postage, and then I package it and ship it out via US Postal Service. And then I turn around and send you your tracking number, all within 7 working days. Coming up, hopefully before Thanksgiving, I am working on something else. And I will probably let you guys know, I guess before Halloween, but it will be something that you will probably like, and it will be something that will be quite useful to tag around with, using my blog a little bit more. And to be honest, I'm just going to give you a hint. It starts with an A, P, and ends in a P, but I'm not going to say anymore because I am working on it, and it is in the process. So yeah, I've been learning coding and doing some things, and it's a lot. I've been a kind of a busy person, fighting the PTSD, the plumbing leak, the everything. Yeah. So with all of that, I'm still fighting really hard and pushing myself really hard to do more as best I can. And yeah, so I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to grow my channel. Don't forget to smack the hell out of that like button. Hey, share the video, share the vlog, share the podcast. Go over to the blog, share it with someone, repost the blog, tweet about me, do something to help me grow my channel. And I thank you so much. You know, it really means a lot for your support. It really means a lot to me. And a lot of people have been very supportive of me. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. How about those Saints, y'all? How about those Saints? Hey, we doing it. I don't know how long we're gonna continue to do it, but we doing it right now. Been some low scoring games, but nevertheless, we've been winning. I can't tell you about the Falcons. I don't know what's going on with them. And I live right here in Georgia. Of course, I'm not a Falcons fan. They're okay as long as they're not playing the Saints. But you know, hey, every chance I get, you know, I'm gonna say, well, whatever about the Falcons, but I'm always gonna say, go Saints! Who that? We that. That's who. Yeah. So not a whole lot else has been going on, or not a whole lot that I guess I want to talk about. I'm trying to do right at 60 minutes, and we're almost there. Let's see what else is in my notes. What else is in the notes? Really, I think I've covered just about everything. Oh, also, y'all, I want y'all to, in the comments, any of my subscribers and to any of my upcoming subscribers or my new people that are just happening in or stopping in to listen, please, at the end, please comment on this vlog slash podcast as to what other topics in the future you would like for me to discuss. I really want to start doing some interviews. I had some things all lined up during the first part of the year, but they kind of fell through. 2 people actually moved completely out of the state on me, and the other person is on a whole nother shift. And when they're awake, I'm asleep, and when they're asleep, I'm awake. So it's like, wow, okay, really? But I'm hoping to do a few interviews here, at least maybe try to do 1 or 2 before the end of the year. And we'll see how that goes. I have that kind of like on the back burner, and it's kind of simmering a little bit. but it's not fully cooked yet. So we're gonna have to wait and see how that turns out. But just know that I am working on quite a number of things for my channel, and I'm hoping that I can continue to grow the channel and and be of some advice to some people, give some knowledge, um, give a few laughs, um, call to order some things that we all collectively can do together as one, in order to live a better life and to combat some of the issues that we're having here, during this time in society as it stands right now. We are coming up on the 2020 election. I don't care who you vote for, how you vote, whatever, just vote. Um, you got to do you. I'm gonna do me. I'm a Democrat. I'm not hiding it. I don't care if you are a no-crat, if you are an independent or whatever. I just need you to get registered. I need you to go to the polls, and I need you to vote. And I need everybody's voices to be heard. And we're gonna all agree to disagree on some things, but we all can agree on this is still a great nation. It always will be a great nation. People are dying every day trying to get here. People are still at those borders. They're struggling to get here by any ways and means necessary. Um, so yeah, let's get to those polls, y'all. Get to those rallies. Go out in numbers. Let's collectively get people registered. Um, because power does come in numbers, it really does. And there are some things that need to be changed. We need to fight, for the school lunches to not be cut out. We need to fight for food stamps for people who need food stamps. We need to fight for those people to still continue to get their allotment of help. Um, and for them to know that we in this great nation is not going to just let them fall by the wayside. There's a lot that we need to do. Also, let's not forget about global warming and climate change. Let's not forget about that, because we probably have a good 9, maybe 10 years, if that, to get it together and to get in gear and find alternatives to fossil fuel, so that we don't burn up and we don't, governments don't shut down and people don't, go without and be shut down and without work and what have you, and whole counties and townships become ghost towns. Yeah, it's serious, y'all. It's very serious, and we have a lot of work to do in the next few years to turn these things around. We really do. And some of this can be detrimental to our grandchildren's and great grandchildren's future, for me. And of course, to the younger generation, a lot of this can be detrimental. Um, so we need to keep our trees. We need to see grass. We need our waters clean. We need waterways. We need a lot to not be affected. And unfortunately, each year goes by that nothing is done. Sooner or later, we can't keep going like this. And they said the EPA and some other agencies have already said, 9, 10 years at most. If we don't do something, we're facing a real serious crisis that is life threatening and so dangerous that it's going to not just affect you, me, it's going to affect the entire world in which we know it today. So that's not just America, that's the entire world. So that's a lot. That's a lot. So we need to get on the bandwagon, y'all, and we need to get going. We need to open our eyes. We need to come to the realization that climate change is real, that global warming is real, and something has to be done. With that being said, y'all, it's been awesome. Um, I've enjoyed discussing some topics, some hot topic buttons, some hot issues, y'all. I've enjoyed talking about it tonight. Of course, I got a little heated when I talk about certain things because I get so angry at the fact of how can this happen in 2019, and we're such we're better than that. We're such a great nation, and how could we be letting these things happen and continue to happen? So yeah, so comment down below in the comment section of what you want me to talk about in the near future. Tell me, give me some feedback as to your thoughts on some of the issues that I talked about today, and let's move forward. I am going to bid you adieu. Someone out here needs to hear the words, I love you. Know that trouble doesn't last always. And that even though things may be tough now, sooner or later, you will get your breakthrough and things will start to turn back for you and turn around. But you have to continue to work on it little by little, and sooner or later, things will get better for you. I can't promise you when, but just know that things will get better. Be safe wherever you are. Get some rest. Know that tomorrow is a brand new day, one that we have never ever seen before. And we can start fresh and start new. Things that you left off today, you can pick them up tomorrow if the Lord says the same and move forward. Keep building your dreams. Keep going, because dreams do come true. There's one you and there's one me. You broke the mold and so did I. You do you and I'm going to do me. Bye now.